How famous would you say Robbie Lyle is?
Yeah, I think I'm quite well known. You get some bad moments where you have to just pinch yourself. A guy saw us and said, "Oh my God, can I get a picture?" And I thought he was talking about Keir Starmer. He gave Keir Starmer his phone, asked him to take a picture of me and him.
No way.
Yeah, I swear to God. I was at Wimbledon. I said, James Maddison. Yeah. And he come over to me, he's taking a mick. You saw us lift that trophy, Rob, didn't you?
That?
You saw the lifting, yeah? Yeah, about time you lifted something, innit?
If you finish second again this season, what do you think the reaction of the fan base would be?
Ooh.
I want to ask about some of the other contributors at AFTV. Who's the worst after defeat, would you say?
Lee Judges. You know he does that thing.
Who would you least like to be stuck in a lift with?
Are you trying to get me in trouble now?
Hello, welcome along to another episode of Inside The Industry Unfiltered with myself, Adam Smith. Big episode today because it is the first time we've had someone on for their second appearance. It is Don Robbie Lyle. Very busy man. I've just had to run halfway down across London to get him a parking space. And you got mobbed as you always do, mate, by the postman, delivery man, everywhere. And that's why you can't get tubes, isn't it?
No, I feel honoured, man. Second time.
Yeah, mate, first guest we've had on for the second time. So I think what we'll do with this, we've obviously discussed how you built AFTV and DR Sports. I think what we'll do is we'll talk about where AFTV is now, DR Sports is now, but we'll also chat a little bit about you. And I want to get your take on everything this season as well, because there's a lot going on. So firstly, you've just come back. Well, tell us where you've been. Where haven't you been? You've been everywhere.
I've been busy. The last few weeks I've been in Jamaica. Was over there doing some filming for a sort of documentary that's coming out on me where like they're tracing my DNA.
Wow. How was that?
Incredible.
You're branching out a bit from football, aren't you? That was nothing to do with football at all.
There's nothing to do with football. So that was incredible, an incredible experience. I can't talk too much about it because it's going to be coming out. But for me, it was an amazing experience. Yeah, being able to trace my roots. There's a lot of things I learned that I didn't know. So it was absolutely incredible. And then I literally got back from that. I was out in Jamaica for just under a week. Yeah. And then I came back and I was in England for probably about 8 hours. And then I had to fly to Singapore. And then from Singapore to Hong Kong. And that's why, hence why this jet lag thing's got me, man, because I went from being 5 hours behind in Jamaica to being 7 hours in front. Yeah, it's a lot, isn't it? Like last night I got home. And I got home, it was about 7:30. I just went straight to bed. Didn't eat nothing, didn't think I just went straight.
Mate, thank you for being here. That's the effort you go to. And you've just travelled across London to be as well. So, mate, I appreciate it.
There's lots shooting today. But it's all good, man. It's like I love being busy. I love doing stuff. And I love travelling. And the stuff in Singapore and Hong Kong was fantastic. And I mean, Arsenal was over there. So it's their pre-season tour and meeting the fans over there. It's insane. Like we did a meet and greet.
Yeah, how big is AFTV in Singapore then?
Massive.
Really?
In Singapore and Hong Kong and all around the Far East. I think worldwide now we're massive. But
when you say massive, go on, give us an insight. Well, I know how big you are. I've just walked you from your car here and I see your Arsenal games and England games. But when you're in Singapore, how many people at the meet and greet then?
Well, in Singapore we did a meet and greet at Sides. They've got a Sides restaurant over there. And we literally organised it in 2 days. Yeah. And we had 500 people turn up for the meet and greet, and they had to turn away 200 people.
You had 700 people in Singapore wanting to come.
They had to turn away. We could add more if we would have advertised. If we'd have done it, because we kind of just did it off the cuff. We was over there, and so many people was reaching out and saying, "Oh, we would love to meet you guys. Where you guys going to be?" So I was like, "Let's do a meet and greet." Spoke to the guys at Side, say on the Tuesday. Started advertising it on the Wednesday. The event was on the Saturday morning, and it was packed. And then, there's people from Singapore there. There's people from Vietnam, people from Thailand, Australia.
That's mad. Do you think you could do that anywhere in the world and have that amount of people?
I think we kind of been doing them. We haven't necessarily been doing meet and greets, but we've been doing watch parties. Yeah. We did one in Kenya a couple of months ago. We had 2,000 people at that. We've done them in various different places in Africa. I do believe we can do them around the world now because the popularity around the world is big. So, and it's great when you go to those different countries and meet those fans.
This episode of Inside the Industry Unfiltered is brought to you by NordVPN. If you're someone like me that works a lot, travels a lot, or just wants a bit more control over your online privacy, then NordVPN is well worth a look. I've been using it myself, and it's one of those things that quietly does its job in the background, but you really notice it when you don't have it. It's especially handy when I'm away and want to stream something from home. Whether it's that series you want to finish or just keeping up with the latest footy news. You can switch your virtual location in a click and carry on watching like you've never left. One account covers up to 10 devices, so I've got it working on my whole setup. Phone, laptop, tablet, the lot. It just works. And I'm excited to say there is an exclusive deal for you lot. Yes, Inside the Industry Unfiltered listeners, head over to nordvpn.com/ITI to get your exclusive NordVPN discount off a 2-year plan and 4 extra months free, plus a 30-day money-back guarantee. No risk, loads of value. And frankly, in this world where you're probably logging onto Wi-Fi all over the place, it just makes sense. Huge thanks to NordVPN for the support on my podcast, Inside the Industry Unfiltered. Make sure you check them out. Now let's get back to the episode.
It's not just Arsenal fans, you know what I mean? We you meet fans of all different clubs.
Yeah.
It's fantastic.
Yeah, and it's amazing when I think back to the first episode we did when you said it was literally you and a camera on your own outside. I think it was Arsenal, Aston Villa, the first. From where you've come from to here is an incredible journey. There's a lot I want to get into with AFTV. I think it's only right to talk about Arsenal now, though, because there's a lot going on. Before we talk about this season, last season, the Spurs-Arsenal, who had a better season debate. Where's your head at with that now?
Well, listen, you won a trophy.
We did.
Right? So I've got to give you guys respect because you won a trophy.
So you're saying Tottenham? You're saying Tottenham had a better season?
I didn't say that, no.
Go on, sorry. I got excited
I said
then.
you won a trophy, right? It's hard to gauge. Listen, if you're just looking at purely on who won something, you had a better season because you won a trophy. We didn't. But it's hard to gauge because it's a competition that we weren't in it. We weren't in Europa League. We was in the Champions League. And actually, we did very well in the Champions League. We got to the semi-finals, but we didn't win it. So, but it's a lot. You're going to find out this season. It's a lot harder to win that than win the Europa League. But you know, you won a trophy, so we have to tip our hat and say Spurs won a trophy. You know what I mean? There's no denying it. But in the league, you didn't do better than us. And in all the other trophies that we were all in together, you know what I mean, we did roughly the same. As a matter of fact, we probably did a bit better because we got to the semi-finals of the Carabao Cup.
So did we.
You know? Oh, so did you. Yeah. So we did the same. But you won a trophy.
Yeah,
so overall, you had a better season.
Yeah, fair play. Let's chat about this season then. You must be quite excited with some of the new stuff. Gyokeres, what are your thoughts on Gyokeres? Because you've sat next to me in the studio and you've been banging the drum for Isak for so long. So is part of you gutted that it's not Isak, but another part of you happy it is Gyokeres? How do you stand with that signing?
I'm absolutely buzzing for Gyokeres. Like, listen, at the start of the window, if you'd have said to me, right, you can have any striker, it would have been Isak. Because, you know, the way he plays, just everything he does gives you sort of Thierry Henry vibes. You know what I mean, how he plays and everything. Didn't look like he'd be available at the start of the window. We went for Gyokeres, and it was Gyokeres or Seska. I was really happy we went for Gyokeres because
you'd rather Gyokeres than Seska.
Yeah, I was never really a big fan of the Seska thing. I was like on my shows and I was saying, listen, if we get him, okay, fair enough, but it's another prospect. I want someone that's scoring goals already, that's got that goal scoring record, that's like, you know. And I looked at Seska and I'm like, his goal scoring record is not even better than Havertz. It's not, to me, it doesn't raise the bar. Whereas Gyokeres, he raises the bar. So when we went out, you know, we struggled to get the deal done because it was so difficult to get it, and we finally got it done. I've been buzzing. Then you hear about the Isak thing afterwards. I've kind of been like, well, listen, we didn't get Isak, but I'm happy. Let whoever gets Isak. But I'm happy with what we got. And I'm kind of glad that Gyokeres is kind of different in that his style and everything's a bit different to how we normally play. I'm glad of that because I want a fox in the box. I want a striker who's in that box. I want a striker who's hungry, very hungry to score goals. And he fits the bill. So I'm excited to see him play.
We don't know where Seska is going to be at this time of recording, but it looks likely he's going to be in the Premier League. Who do you think scores more goals than Gyokeres or Seska this season?
Gyokeres. I think Gyokeres will score a lot of goals at Arsenal. I think, listen, if Mikel Merino came in last season and he scored a lot of goals, I think Gyokeres, who's a natural finisher, a natural goal scorer, a natural forward, should score a lot of goals if he stays injury-free. I think he's going to do well at Arsenal. And what I loved about him is that he was desperate to come to Arsenal. He held out for that move. He wasn't interested in going anywhere else. So I'm more than happy with what we got. Obviously, Liverpool getting Isak as well. I mean, what a team they're going to have. But, you know, that doesn't necessarily always equate to you winning the league.
Do Liverpool scare you with what they've done in this transfer window? Because they have signed some incredible players, and it looks like they're not finished
You
either.
have to be scared of Liverpool because, number one, they won it already, right? Without all those signings. Now, they could possibly add Isak. They've got Wirtz. They've, I think Gyokeres is a great signing. Frimpong. The only thing I would say is that don't assume that wins you the league.
Ooh,
right?
Okay.
I don't think you should assume that wins you the league because we looked over in Spain last season. When you looked at the start of the season at Real Madrid's attack, you're like, they'll win that easy, right? You looked at Barcelona, you said, all right, they're a decent team, but, they've got Rafinha. They were trying to sell Rafinha at the time. Forward-wise, Lewandowski's knocking on a bit. They won the league pretty easily. Right, you look at PSG; they had all the superstar forwards. This and that, the attack, unbelievable.
So you're saying this might with Liverpool there might be an adaptation period? You think?
Yeah, that's exactly what I'm saying. And then with PSG, they won everything, right? So you can't assume just because you bought these guys in, the dynamic at Liverpool is going to change a bit. If it works, we're all finished, right? But it could be a settling in period. I was even saying to AGT, Liverpool fan. I was saying, who takes the penalties next season for Liverpool?
Is that not a good problem to have? That's like having two good keepers. Listen, it's a luxury, right?
I would love to have the attack that they've got. It's an unbelievable attack, but those dynamics do come into play. Does Isak go and take the ball off of Salah for a penalty? He wants his goal count up. You know what I mean? Those sort of things can. So it's not an assumption that just because you've got a great attack, you're gonna go and just win the league. But they are the favourites.
Yeah,
attack.
They've got to be the favourites just based on the fact they won the league, like you said, without these players. And they've only got rid of Trent and they've replaced him.
Yeah,
and they've sort of strengthened in every area. I mean,
we're
forgetting the Wirtz still. I mean, he's
Wirtz is a wonderful player.
One of the most sought after players in world football.
And then don't rule out City as well. Like they've done some good business. They had a bad season, but they'll be back. And I think don't rule out us. I think, we a solid team, got a great defence. We had a lot of injuries last year, and all those players are sort of fit now. It depends on if we can keep players fit, but I think we've made some good signings. You know what I mean? I really like Gyokeres. Zubimendi's looked good pre-season. Norgard's the one that's like, I've been very impressed. Do you think he's
the underrated signing, Norgard?
Yeah, definitely.
So I've heard you say that.
I've been very impressed with him. And if we could maybe even add a Eze or somebody like that.
What have you heard? You got your feet to the ground.
I heard that he's interested. I heard that,
what can you tell us about Eze? Is that likely to happen?
I think it's 50-50.
Right.
But I'd love to see it happen. I'd love to see it happen because I think if you get a player of that quality in with what we've got already, I think we've got a very, very serious team.
You mentioned a lot of the signings there. One of the players you didn't mention was Noni Madueke. I wanted to get your thoughts on this because it split opinion a lot, didn't it, amongst the Arsenal fans? In fact, you do a poll on AFTV.
Yeah.
To remind us what the poll was.
Did a poll
and what the
at one
result
time
was.
saying, "Do you want Madueke?" I think it was something like 87% said no.
Of Arsenal fans, that
yeah. That was when we were being linked to him. But I think now I'm excited to see him play as well because I'm like, what can he do in another? I remember seeing Madueke play against us a couple of seasons ago, right? And he was their best player by far. And I was like, hey, this guy, he's dangerous, man. But he's been inconsistent. But I think the thing where I think a lot of Arsenal fans were losing it was, number one, it was like, it's a lot of money to pay for a right winger when we've got problems on the left wing.
Yeah, okay.
£52 million or 50 million, whatever it was. And Wanyeri was playing there last year and he covered brilliantly. So we were just shocked by why do we need that signing? Also, it's another Chelsea player, right? So that never goes down.
Is that a big thing then amongst Arsenal fans, the players that you've traditionally bought from Chelsea?
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of fans who are like, another Chelsea player. You know what I mean? Well, how many more are we going to buy? If it's Cole Palmer, well, that's all right. But,
You take him, yeah.
Yeah, but so there was the Chelsea factor. There was the fact that, do we need another left winger? And there was the fact that, at that time, we hadn't yet got Gyokeres. We haven't got, and there was a lot of mistrust in the fan bases that, are we going to get the business done, what we need to do? Because in January, we didn't buy anybody when we really need to buy people. It's
different window in Jan, though, isn't it? It's a lot trickier to get your
But
targets.
there was a lot of mistrust, so that's why I think there was a little bit of a meltdown where fans were like, why are we going to use that money to go and get a striker or get a player on the left? But now it's calmed down because we have gone and got Gyokeres in, and I'm kind of excited to see what Madueke's going to do.
So
I get the feeling he's going to do well.
Yeah, in terms of your thoughts on the reaction then amongst the fan base, you saying you can see both sides? Because it did seem quite over the top.
It was over the top. It was
for
over
a player
the
that
top.
hadn't even signed yet, and a young player as well.
No, it was over the top. You know what I mean? Because the minute I knew we were going to sign him, I was like saying on AFTV, I go, listen, we've got to get behind the guy.
Yeah,
now,
definitely.
Right? I didn't personally. It's not a signing I really wanted, right? But as I said at the time, I said, now that he's got an Arsenal shirt on, everybody has to get behind him. And also we have to remember that sometimes, unpopular signings turn out to do... when we signed David Raya, that was an unpopular signing. Like, people were like, why are we getting Raya for? We're going to get...
Great buy.
We've got Aaron Ramsdale. He's doing really well. He's a crowd favourite. Go and strengthen in other areas. Why do we... But then when the guys come in now, over the last couple of seasons when he's been brilliant.
Yeah.
So they were right and we were wrong. So we have to trust in the decision that's been made. But I really want to see Madueke do well. And I got a feeling he's going to do well as well.
I covered a lot of the under-21s actually when he was playing. He's a tidy player, Madueke.
Yeah, he's an exciting
good player.
He was at Tottenham. He come from Tottenham's academy,
Tottenham,
didn't he?
Chelsea and Arsenal. Yeah, you're right about that. If you could sign any player then, one player in the world to sign for Arsenal, who'd be your dream signing?
Oh, in the world?
Yeah.
That's available.
Go on,
sensible signing.
Realistic, but your dream signing.
I like Rodrigo because
I
think...
Where's he going to go, do you think? Because I've seen him linked with Liverpool, with Arsenal, with Tottenham even.
I get the feeling he's going to stay.
Do you?
Because I just don't think anyone's going to cough up the money Real
yeah.
Madrid want for him. I like Rafa Leao as well, AC Milan, because we need a left winger. Or Eze. One of them three I'll take.
Any of them.
Any of those three I'll take.
You said that so relaxed. I'll take any of them, yeah.
Because we bought in the strikers. If you'd asked me a month ago, I'd have said it would have been the striker. It would have been like Gyokeres or Isak.
Yeah.
But now we got Gyokeres.
Left wing's the next one for you.
That left wing's a bit of an issue for Arsenal because that's kind of like, you see the right-hand side, really strong. Now we got a striker, that's strong. Fix that left-hand side, get that a bit, so that the threat is, that front line is the threats on right across it,
Go on then, give us your prediction. How do you see Arsenal this season? Don Robbie's take on Arsenal this season.
Obviously, I want to win it, man, but the way Liverpool are carrying on, Liverpool are favourites. I can't not look beyond what they've done. They won it last year at Cantor, remember? And they've gone and strengthened like nobody's business. So,
you seem down. You're chucking the towel in already.
No, I'm not chucking the towel in.
You just think they're favourites, yeah.
They're favourites, but let me back my team, man. Let me back Arsenal. Listen, I'm going to have to back Arsenal.
Okay.
It's going to be tough because they've done a madness. City as well have done a madness. They spent a lot of money, City. People are forgetting that. It's only because they did a lot of it before the Club World Cup, And then, Chelsea as well. Chelsea are looking good, you know what I mean? They won the Club World Cup. They've strengthened in, buying a lot of players in, as they always do, Whether these players get to play or not, that's another matter, but,
What would the reaction be, do you think, from that? Because you know the Arsenal fans very well. You do polls, you speak to loads of them in person, online. You've got a very good gauge of the fan base, I think. If Arsenal finish, because you finished second now 3 years on the bounce.
3 in a row.
If you finish second again this season, what do you think the reaction of the fan base would be?
I think it'd be disappointment. I mean, despite the fact that, as I'm saying, Liverpool are the favourites, and probably a lot of people had us as favourites last year.
Yeah.
I think there'll be a lot of disappointment just for the mere fact that it's runners up again. You know what I mean? People are getting impatient now, want to win the league.
I've heard some Arsenal fans say that, like, it's almost like Arsenal have to win the league this year. Do you see it that way or not?
I think Mikel Arteta has to win a trophy this year, or he's going to come under a lot of pressure.
Do you?
He'll come under a lot of pressure from the fans. Whether he'll come under a lot of pressure from the board, that's another matter. But
if Arsenal finish second and don't win a trophy, you think he'll be under pressure?
I think there'd be a lot of fans saying, "Boy, maybe we need to make a change."
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. Because not that he's a bad manager, it's just that you can't just keep coming runners up all the time, innit? You start to question: is this guy going to be the guy to get you over the line? It's a bit like with Southgate in England, isn't it? Where he, when you think
Did a
about
great
it,
job though.
he
Southgate
did a
with
great
England,
job
didn't he?
before people forget how bad England were before he came in, but he couldn't get us over the line. You know what I mean? Like semi-finals, finals, we didn't win them. And then eventually people are sort of like, we need a change because we just need someone who's going to get us over the line. So I think it's going to be a similar thing for Arteta. I think he needs to win something this season. You know, he has to. He's under a lot of pressure.
Do you see comparisons with this Arsenal team under Arteta and the Spurs team under Poch? In that Tottenham team under Poch had some unbelievable, the way they were playing, very exciting. This Arsenal team is, what everyone says is a very exciting young team to watch play. You've got to finals, you've got that close, finish second. It's quite similar to Spurs, Champions League final, League Cup final, second in the league.
Yeah, a lot of
but
similarities.
ultimately, it's you're judged
a lot of
on.
similarities, but ultimately you've got to win something.
Yeah, which he has done, to be fair, Arteta. He did
he
win
won the FA Cup.
But do you see comparisons with the two?
Yeah, I do see comparisons in that, you had like at Tottenham, you almost had like a generation, like a golden generation, right? Where, that team, you was looking at it and thinking they're going to win something because they've got such a good team, it's such a good balance, and they just didn't get over the line. So it is similar. It is similar. I look at us last season, in the Champions League, we were brilliant.
Yeah.
Didn't get over the line. And it's a hard one because I think he's done such a great job. But ultimately, you're judged on trophies, isn't it? And, especially with you guys winning that trophy last year, that's added to the pressure as well. So he does need to win something.
Yeah. Okay, let's get your predictions then. Got a list of categories. First up, champions. Who will be the Premier League champions
Let me back
this
my
season?
team, man. I've got to back my team, Gyokeres, to bring us that title.
You're going Arsenal?
I'll
Okay.
go Arsenal.
Give us the top five in order. So Arsenal 1,
Arsenal, I won't go against Liverpool, right? But yeah, Liverpool second, then Man City third, Chelsea fourth, fifth place. I want to see what more Tottenham are going to do in this transfer.
You think Spurs finish fifth?
I think they're going to do a lot better than that. I watched them against us over in Asia. And
We haven't mentioned that. 1-0, first North London derby abroad, so that'll be remembered for years.
yeah, I mean, it was a foul in the build-up, but you know what I mean.
Not that you're bothered by it.
But
Do you think Spurs under Thomas Frank?
I just think they're going to be more organised. They looked a much more better organised team than under Ange.
Yeah.
Which means they lose less games. It's going to be what more do they do in attack? So they could get into the top six. I think United, Man United, one game a week, no pressures of no European football and that. I think they could be up there. I worry about Newcastle now. If they lose Isak, that's not good for them, losing Isak. He was an integral part of everything they've done. I don't think Forest will have the season they had.
So that's your top five. You're going Spurs as Spurs
So
as
I think Spurs and United could be back into it.
Does that concern you then? Are you worried about either Spurs or United next season?
No, I'm not worried about them. I'm not worried about them as them winning a title, but I do think they'll be
improve.
They ain't going to be. Listen, they're not going to be what you saw last.
The league positions, yeah.
That kind, especially with United, I just don't think they can do as badly as that this year.
Okay, relegation. What are your three teams? Who are you tipping to?
Relegation.
It's always a hard question to answer. We don't want to.
The tough one.
Negative,
the teams that I've noticed that the teams that have come up, what they're doing, they're spending.
Yeah.
They're
Sunderland
not doing like what Leicester did and that. Sunderland, all of that are spending. A Granit Xhaka is a good buy for them, a bit of experience. But even so, still really tough this league, man. I think Sunderland could go back down. I think Leeds will be out of the three of them that's come up. I think Leeds could survive, but I think Burnley, Sunderland, and then I worry a bit for Brentford, man. They've lost Thomas Frank, they've lost Norgard, who looks really good for us, their captain. They've lost Mbuemo, they might lose Wissa. Those are that's literally, plus the manager on top of that.
And some of the backroom staff as well that went with Thomas Frank.
I think they got problems, man. They got some serious problems. They could be in big trouble.
Okay. Golden Boot.
Gyokeres.
Golden Boot, yeah? Okay, I like it.
Back my guy,
backing
man.
your boy. Best signing, you going Gyokeres as well? You're just saying Gyokeres for everything?
No, best signing, let me mix it up a bit.
Who's the one signing you think might stand out?
I think Wirtz is
Gotta be
very,
right.
very good signing.
I think he'll adapt quickly as well,
I think
to that
Wirtz.
Liverpool team.
Zubimendi I like.
Yeah.
I've liked what I've seen of him, but listen, he's in that position, you're kind of more understated, whereas Wirtz is going to be more. I think Wirtz could end up being, and that Cherky,
Goodbye.
Cherky at
Man City.
City is a very good signing as well.
What about the other way? Any signings? I'm not going to say worst signing because it's not fair to say that. But any signings you think might go the other way or might not suit the team or the system?
Ooh, I'm trying to think of. You know, because a lot of teams have made some good signings.
Yeah, there's been a good
A
window.
lot of players, you know. What's Callum Wilson going to do at
West Ham.
West Ham?
You don't think that's a good fit?
If he stays injury-free, good fit, because it's a good player.
Mm.
But can he stay injury-free? That's the problem with him.
Champions League. Who do you think's winning that?
Wow, that's a hard one. I mean, PSG, they were fantastic last season, and they're going to be back in it. I think Barcelona, you have to watch them.
You think Barcelona?
I think Barcelona's got a shout. I think we got a shout.
Yeah.
I think we got a shout, and I think Liverpool definitely, Liverpool could definitely win that as well.
And just finally, overachievers. One team you think might surprise a few.
Ooh, surprise a few. I think, let me go Leeds.
Leeds, yeah, okay.
Just because, like, last year, like, all the three teams, last couple of seasons, the three teams that come out, have all gone straight back down. Maybe Leeds, I don't know, they've made some good signings. They've got a backing now, some good financial backing. They might surprise people and stay up.
Going with Leeds. Okay, that is Robbie's predictions for the season. What we'll do is we'll have a look at that, and then at the end of the season,
I know,
we'll come back.
You always get mugged off at the end of the season when you go back to
come back.
like, what?
Leeds, yeah. Barcelona, Leeds. I like it. Let's talk about you now. I want a sort of nice section that we've covered in terms of predictions, but I want to talk about you and where you've taken, because the last time you were on this pod was a good few years ago. I want to talk about what's changed with you.
A few years ago?
It was a few years back, yeah.
Was
Can
it?
you believe that? A couple of years back, I know. About you. We did touch upon your rap career briefly in the last pod. Have you got any plans to resurrect that?
No plans.
Not at all.
No plans.
Have you ever been asked to do that?
I did a thing on for DJ AG. You know DJ AG,
yeah.
right? So he asked me. Yeah, he's killing it at the moment, right? He
He's a
asked
mate
me
of
to
yours,
come.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So he goes, Robbie, man, come down. I want you to do something there in Brixton. And he's asked me. I was like, nah, man, nah. And then he asked me, and then I went and did it.
Yeah.
And it went everywhere. It was viral. And a lot of people were saying to me, yeah, man, you need to come back and do something. I said, nah, that was just a one-off.
So you're never going to bring that back?
Not really. I'm just trying to concentrate on doing what I do now. You know, that music thing's for the youngsters, man. You know what I mean? That's there. I had my time in that. You know what I mean? It's a young people's game, man. Let them do it. They do it well, you know? So
on that, you talk about concentrating on what you're passionate about. Now, how do you balance everything? Because you're a dad, you travel a lot, you run DL Sports, AFTV. How do you balance being a parent and running a business?
It's hard sometimes because, you know, there's so much going on. You know what I mean? You've got the responsibility of your family. You've got your responsibility of your business. You know, it's funny because we were chatting about the business the other day. I've got about three or four people that work for me at the moment. We all got, they all got babies on the way. Right. So I can't afford to make this thing flop.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Do you feel the pressure with that then? You feel like you're responsible for other people's livelihoods effectively?
Listen, I wouldn't say it's pressure like I'm like every day thinking I've got to make this work for them.
Yeah.
I want to make it work for everybody. You know what I mean? But, you want to make sure, so you got that pressure of making sure this thing does well.
Yeah.
And I'm trying to grow it. I'm trying to build it. I look at my business, what I do now as a media company. I don't look on it as just a YouTube channel or something like that. I look on it as a media company. You know what I mean? We're massive on various platforms. We got a following around the world. I feel we're a media platform now. We're a media company. You know, that's how I view it. You know, I mean, we got, quite a lot of employees. So that's how I view it.
And of course,
and I want to get it bigger and bigger and bigger,
Yeah, you're very dedicated, aren't you? Like, every time I speak to you, at never at any point do you feel like you're looking at how the longevity of it. You've always got this sort of innate drive. Have you always had that?
I've always had that. To be fair, like, I want I'm not scared to work hard. You know, I'll put the work in. Whatever's required, I'll do it. You know what I mean? Like when the summer comes, for instance, I do a transfer show every single day of the summer, every morning. When I was in Jamaica the other day, like the production guys are going, like some nights we're coming home and it's like 1:30, 2 in the morning. We've been filming outside in the field all day. And they're like, Robbie, don't you want to go to bed? I said, yeah, I do want to go to bed.
Yeah.
But we're 5 hours behind there.
Yeah.
I've got to get this show out because this show needs to drop for in the morning. So they're going, so what, you're going to do like transfer daily, like 1:30, 2 in the morning? I said, yeah,
And that's what you're doing?
Yeah, I was doing that, yeah. And, you know, because I'm like, I have to do it before I go to bed because if I go to bed, then that show's going to come out too late. So, but I enjoy doing it.
Yeah, I know you do.
And then I'm not scared to work, you know what I mean? I do believe that, you know, part of the success of, say, for instance, AFTV, DR Sports has been the work ethic because, you know, I didn't have the, you know, I've not had the money that a lot of these big companies have had. I didn't have no big loans and I can just employ lots of, you know what I mean? A lot of it I've had to just, you know, do it. But I think to be successful in this space, when you're doing sport, especially when you're smaller companies like us, your work rate.
Yeah, I agree with that. I totally agree.
I look at some of the guys on who are really successful, and their work rate can't be denied. So you look at somebody like Mark Goldbridge, he works really hard. The amount of videos he puts out, he'll do like, you know, his lives and then he's live on it consistently.
I definitely agree with that. There's definitely a correlation with the ones that make it at the top and
that's what he does well. And then there's other guys that are not prepared to do that.
Yeah.
You look at somebody like a Fabrizio Romano, who's killing it.
Yeah.
That guy's work rate and work ethic is unbelievable.
Yeah, unrivaled, right? In his space. Yeah.
You know, I was chatting to somebody who works with him the other day, and I said, hey, how many people has he got working for him now? And he said, it's just 2. I was like, huh?
Yeah.
I go, what about, so I go, when sometimes I'm seeing like, he's posting stuff like 1, 2 in the morning, he goes, yeah, that's him. So you got to put the work in, man. If you don't, and you know, in this space, in football, the information and is all the time, like talking point. You got to be in that conversation. So you've got to have that work ethic. You've got to have that drive. And if you've got that, you can be very successful if you're disciplined with it. If you're not, if you just think you're going to come and, you know, you may do well on one video, but you're not going to do well consistently.
Yeah, it's not sustainable. I agree. You said that you've done it. You almost feel like you've done it the hard way and the slow graft way with how, and you haven't had people investing. You must have put a lot of money into AFTV yourself over the years.
Yeah.
Have you?
Yeah, I put a lot of money into it. You know what?
I don't want to ask you a number, but what are we roughly talking?
A lot. Everything. Like I'd say, like in the early days, more.
Yeah.
And then later on, now it's been like whatever I earn, I put back into.
Do you?
Yeah,
everything you earn, you put back into AFTV.
When I say everything I earn, listen, I've got, obviously I live, you know what I mean? I've got to have a living, but I try to put, what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to grow a media company. So my first thing on my mind was, right, like I want to get a studio, right? Because if I can get a studio, we can make more content, we can make better quality content. So I've invested a lot of money into studios and staff. Right, because I feel that long term, that's going to be the thing that's going to really make this thing successful, and then there'll be bigger money at the end of that.
Yeah.
But as I earn money, I've really reinvested most of it. I'll be honest with you. I've not said, right, now I'm going to go out there and buy this car and that car and this and that. It's not that I don't look after and buy myself things or whatever. But it's more important for me to build something that later on down the line now, that's going to be something really important. And that's how I've reinvested day one.
Is it like that sort of Mr. Beast model, if anything, that the more money like you look at the quality of his videos and the money that he invests back into his videos that obviously he wasn't able to do in his first videos. You can't just hire a private jet on video number 1 on YouTube. But the bigger he became, the more up his production value been, the staff, everything like that. And is that a bit like what your mantra is?
It's exactly with us. And you know, I've seen the quality of you see the quality of our stuff, the way in which it's gone up, the way in which we were able to produce stuff so quickly, you know, some of the people that I have working for me, that you know, they're excellent. You know what I mean? So you couldn't do that if you don't put the investment in. So yeah, 100%. Like, it's about reinvesting back in and growing something, you know. And down the line, that's when you can make a even bigger money, you know, rather than just like, you know, yeah, I got a few grand in my pocket, I'm gonna go flossing out. You know what I mean? Listen, I like nice things. I like to enjoy life. I like to think, but with my business, I'm really serious, and I'm like, I really want to put back in, grow that, and build something really important. And I'm starting to see that. I'm starting to see, you know, how it's growing, you know, especially worldwide.
And how you're expanding as well. I think the other thing that I've noticed a massive growth in recently with DR Sports and AFTV, AFTV abroad. How big is the team now then? How many people have you got working full-time across both DR Sports and AFTV?
Yeah, full-time across both is about 25.
Okay.
Right, so about 25 members of staff. And then we've got a lot of other people, freelancers, part-time, you know what I mean? So it's quite a big, that's the biggest investment.
So it must be worth a decent amount. If you've got 26 people there, studio,
yeah, I mean, listen,
that's the positive way to look at it.
Yeah, the valuation of
the
valuation of it will be, you know, it's gone up. You know, but valuation's not what's in your pocket, is it?
Yeah, fair point.
That's the thing. You know, if people come sometimes, right, and they say, "Oh, Robbie, I value your company at X amount." I'm like, "What?" I go, "Hey, this is worth a lot of money." But then I look at my bank account and say, "Yeah, but that don't really equate to what's in my, I mean, what's in my pocket right now." But you got to view these things long term.
Yeah.
You know, long term is when you're going to get the real value, and you know, you're building something special, and that's what I want to do. I want to build something special. I see the potential that this has worldwide. You know,
you said worldwide a few times now. So have you got? I know that you travel and do watch-alongs abroad, but have you got bigger plans to actually take AFTV across the globe? Definitely. I mean, we've been doing these watch parties and stuff like that, you know, in different countries. Give us some countries you've done them in.
So we in particular we've done a few in Africa.
Yeah.
We did one in Kenya the other day. We had 2,000 people at that. Sierra Leone, we had about 1,500. We did one in Ghana, over 1,000 people outside watching it. Like, they've been amazing.
You've told me this off camera before as well. AFTV is massive in Africa, isn't it?
Huge in Africa. Got a massive audience in America, the Far East. So for me, Middle East as well. So I'm looking at it now and thinking, right, how can we expand into those areas? What can we do in those places, dedicated for those places as well? You know, there's a real big market in those places that in a lot of cases is untapped as well. So, and there's a lot of talent in those countries as well. I mean, they love football as well. They absolutely love it, and they got some great talent.
It's interesting you say that. Would you benefit, do you think, from having a permanent sort of regular slot in somewhere like Africa with, you say they've got good talent, rather than you and your team flying over? Because you can't be in Africa, Singapore, at a North London derby at the same time. Yeah, no, but I imagine you could do a watch party in 4 areas across the globe and still get the views. So is that a mindset?
Those are things we're looking into.
You're trying to create talent studios and all that abroad.
They're definitely looking at that. I haven't done that yet, but it's definitely something on my mind.
And do you think you'd have to take a step back from the on-camera stuff to build that a bit?
Possibly.
How does that make you feel?
Listen, we've got a good team. We're building a good team. And, you know, as you progress, sometimes you are going to have to take a little step back, or you are going to be able to do, you are going to do a little less of certain things to be able to grow other things, you know? So, but it all benefits. It all benefits, you know what I mean? The stronger you build something up, everything benefits.
I think it's a clever strategy that you've got, even with DR Sports, we'll come on to talk to, is you've never, what I feel with you, and I know you very well, is you've never sat still. You've always looked at the next opportunity. You've done YouTube. You then branched down to other social media platforms. You do watch parties abroad. You do you seem very open-minded to change. Would that be a fair comment?
I'm very, very open-minded to change. That's where I've always been. You know, I think, you know, changes in technology can really, really help, you know? And there's so much, this is a business that changes so much. I mean, a couple of years ago on YouTube, for instance, they were encouraging everybody to do YouTube Shorts to try and take on TikTok and stuff like that. Actually, their strategy now is they're encouraging people to make long form content, right? So they've completely, that's a complete change. And the reason that is because more and more people are consuming YouTube on TV. So I saw a thing where they said the other day, over 50% of people in the UK watch YouTube on TV, right? In America, more people watch YouTube, I think, on TV than all the TV channels and Netflix put together.
Yeah.
Those are amazing stats. So if you're making content now on YouTube, you now need to start thinking about making longer form content and more quality content.
Yeah.
Because if your content is going to be on TV, it has to be of a certain quality to really drop well, for it to come across. People are going to be watching it
I think that's a great point.
a long time. So again, that's one of the changes that is happening right now. So you've got to be, and we're in a good position for that because we've got studios.
Yeah, I think that's a great point you make about the production value.
Production
if
value.
You look at YouTubers, I don't want to generalize, but stereotypically, you used to have YouTubers making content from their room on one camera, uploading it. Now, the production value for podcasts, for YouTube series is so high compared to what it would
because
be.
a lot of people are watching it on TV screens, right? So you got to you come home at night, and it's not just older people, it's kids.
Yeah.
My kids, they watch, they can't even get the TV now. They're just watching it all on, before they'd be on their phones with it, but now they're watching it on TV. So the production value has to be better. So that's one of the big changes that is coming at the moment. Then you've got so many other platforms now, wanting video content. You've got smart TVs, which we've started, we're doing a thing with Samsung and that where our content will be available on those smart channels, right? You've got Spotify now coming into the game heavily with video content, So you've got to, having a studio for us is good. That's like, we're kind of well positioned for that because we can make longer form content at a very high quality, but also do it at speed, and get it out.
Yeah.
So, but those are the changes that happen. And it could be in the next 2 years is something else.
Yeah.
You've
got to be on top of that.
You've got to be ready to.
You got
to maneuver. You got to be able to change. You got to, otherwise you get left behind now. The AI now, and all these. Every day there's something else. But I'm always like up for the change.
Embrace it. Yeah, I agree. And in terms of you yourself, how famous would you say Robbie Lyle is?
Go
on, be honest.
Yeah, I think I'm quite well known.
I love that answer.
I don't like to use the word famous.
But you are, because I've been with you in many circles where, you don't get on a tube, for instance, do you? You drive around in London more than you'd get a tube.
I'd rather drive,
Yeah.
It's easier.
Even though it's longer.
Yeah, because you get two reasons, right? I get around, it's kind of easier for me to get around, right? And listen, in no way am I dissing people and saying, I don't want to talk to people. I talk to people all the time.
I know you do, yeah. I can vouch for
But it's
that.
just easy. If I've got something that I've got to do, I can get there quicker if I drive rather than if I take the train. I'm have to en route take a load of pictures. I might get to somewhere late. Whereas if I drive, I will get there more on time. And then when I'm driving, I find that I can be taking calls more and stuff. On trains it's hard to take calls and things like that. I can take calls hands free and stuff like that. So, but yeah, listen, it's one of the incredible things about doing this that whether it be in the UK, whether it be in Singapore, Hong Kong, Africa, America, people know who you are. It's crazy.
You've got fans all around the world, you'd say. That's accurate to say, isn't it?
Yeah.
Where's some of the most unique places you've been spotted, would you say, around the world?
Unique place, everywhere.
Really?
China. I was in China, and I remember when I went to China, I just couldn't believe how many people knew who I was. It was ridiculous.
Yeah.
Even the other day when I was in Singapore, I met these two presenters from China. I think one of them does the Premier League stuff over there. And he goes, you kind of understand how big you are in China. He goes, when you're coming back, he goes, in China, they love you, man. You're massive. And you just think, they haven't even got YouTube in China.
Yeah.
But I think what they do is they rip a lot of it and put it onto their Chinese channels. But
How's that make you feel? Is it quite humbling knowing that
It's very humbling.
Not just from a getting recognised point of view, but the fact that you've built all that yourself.
Yeah, it's
Pretty
very
much
humbling.
yourself.
And then when people come up to you, like when we did that meet and greet the other day, and people are coming up to you and saying, "Oh, listen, I love what you do. You keep me connected, and don't stop doing what you're doing." And you know what? You know what I love as well when you get stopped by the ordinary people on the street. Like we was just walking up a minute ago, and the postman stops you. And
He did. The postman went mad for you.
Yeah, and the
Didn't know who I was.
Like, no, he probably knows you, man. But then the postman say, "Yeah, big up Robbie, man.
Yeah.
Keep doing your thing." And that.
did,
Those
yeah.
are really nice. You know what I mean? Like I've had some, you get some bad moments where you have to just pinch yourself and say, "Wow," like you meet famous people and they know you, and you're thinking,
Go on, give us some examples.
like there was the stuff with Keir Starmer, like when the Prime Minister. I don't know if I told you the story before that. When I did the interview with him, I was walking around the Emirates because we was filming outside the Emirates.
Yeah.
So walking around the Emirates.
Yeah, for the interview you
doing
did with
some
him.
filming.
Yeah.
And he had this couple of his bodyguards and that. And then a guy saw us and said, "Oh my God, can I get a picture?" Now I thought he was talking about Keir Starmer. He gave Keir Starmer his phone, asked him to take a picture of me and him.
No way.
Yeah, I swear to God. It was the funniest thing, man.
So there was a guy outside the Emirates that did not recognise the Prime Minister.
No.
Not only that, but he asked him to take the phone of you.
He gave him the phone, asked him to take a picture.
Did he take it?
Huh? In the end, one of his bodyguards
Did he?
And then they were creasing up with laughter. All of it. Even he.
How did he react to that?
No, he took it brilliantly. He was laughing. He was like, "Maybe you should run for Prime Minister." Because nobody knows who I am. Like, he was funny. He was really funny. By the way, he was really funny. Right. I've been walking down the streets in London. One time, there was a bus driver. The bus is packed, double-decker bus.
Yeah.
He drove past, just stopped the bus in the middle of the road and jumped out. I said, no, I've got to get a picture of you, man. Love AFTV. He goes, DR Sports. He goes, you an expression. I love that, man. I need a picture. I go, yo, bro, I'm looking. First of all, there's loads of traffic building up, right? And then the bus is packed. Everyone on the bus is looking,
He's got off the bus.
Where's the driver gone? I go to him, I go, yo, bro, the bus, man. I go, because fuck them, man. He goes, they can wait.
Wow.
Right, that was incredible when that happened. I've had a lot of moments like that.
Yeah.
And then even the other day, like I was in Singapore, like to see that many people, queuing up for hours to get a picture of you and that. It's insane. So, but then you realise that what you're doing, you touch people, you know what I mean? So it's nice. As well as that, you get your haters as well.
Yeah.
But it's how it goes, man. But yeah, it's an amazing thing. You do have to pinch yourself sometimes.
That's quite famous though. If A, you're stopping traffic when a bus driver gets off his bus, and B, you're more famous than the Prime Minister. So it's two cracking stories.
Honestly, I've had some mad moments like, and then when you meet, sometimes when you meet like famous people, what I call, and they know you.
A-listers, yeah.
Like when I met Thierry Henry, he knew I was, knew the, what I mean? You meet. The other day I was over in Cannes and Wrighty's there and he's coming over and I mean those are
That's
nice.
class.
This class, yeah. Even like I was at Wimbledon. I saw James Madison.
Yeah.
And I was really gutted for him actually the other day. Even
I
him being a Tottenham player.
Terrible injury. Yeah.
When I saw that ACL, I was so gutted for him because I know as a footballer,
Lovely guy.
I saw him at Wimbledon. He come over to me. He's taking a mick. Talking about how you lot, he goes, you saw us lift that trophy, Rob.
Did he say that?
Yeah, you saw the lifting, yeah? You saw
Did he?
Yeah, I was going,
Go
about
on,
time he
Madders.
lifted something, innit? You know what I mean? But he was so it's like, it's not all just, it's fans, it's players of all different clubs and all that. They know you are. It's nice. It's nice. It's a nice, even though sometimes I'll be slating, but I think they all take it in the right way. It's not a personal thing. I mean,
I love that
talking
Matters
about
at Wimbledon story, by the way. As a first one, I like that.
He was tearing into me, man. Like, he was giving it to me.
Of all the places you've been abroad, I did this to a few guests that are well travelled and been to a lot of football. Top 5 atmospheres that you've experienced at football, reverse order.
Reverse order.
Yeah. Best stadium, best atmospheres.
Best stadium.
So go on, the best atmospheres
stadium,
you've had.
best looking stadium. That's got to be that SoFi Stadium in America. Like,
oh, okay.
That's incredible.
Yeah.
That stadium. It's like a space age stadium. Like, it's beautiful.
And atmospheres?
Atmospheres, Red Star.
Yeah, okay, that's at 5.
Unbelievable. PSG.
At 4, you in this reverse order?
Unbelievable
Yeah,
atmosphere. I'd say Red Star and PSG, they're 1 and 2.
Okay.
Like, the atmospheres at them grounds is crazy. Borussia Dortmund.
I agree. Yellow Wall at Borussia Dortmund, I've done
probably,
that.
That's
Great
probably
shout.
I'd say those two are ahead of it, though.
So they're your top 3.
They're probably my top 3
Yeah.
atmospheres.
Dortmund's a great shout.
Dortmund, I remember we did a thing. We went on the Yellow Wall years ago.
Yeah.
I was knackered at the end of
Yeah, I know what you
I
mean.
went along. I was a guest of, there's a guy, a friend of mine, he's a Dortmund fan. So he got us on there. I was knackered. I was like, when he's not going to stop jumping up, man, I'm knackered now. I'm done. When the game finished, I was like, they didn't stop. Yeah,
So they're your top 3.
Yeah, and I think PSG, the atmosphere, even when we played them in the semi-final, the atmosphere,
The Ultras,
was insane.
Yeah.
Like, and
I saw a few people say that, actually.
what it is when you go to PSG, why I really rate their atmosphere, right, is that, because they're like a big club, like, so you'll see a lot of teams, for instance, in England, will make excuses for when it comes to the atmosphere, right? So, and some of these clubs have, Liverpool's got a good atmosphere, Arsenal, the atmosphere's really improved, Spurs, all these clubs have got a good atmosphere, but not all the time.
Okay,
right?
yeah, so consistency.
Yeah, and then sometimes like people will be like, yeah, but you know what it is? It's too many foreign fans or too many this, too many that. It's all about money, and they'll blame all these things. But PSG's the same thing. They've got loads of foreign fans. They've got loads of money that's come in and that. But when you go to that place, the whole stadium is popping. It ain't just one end with ultras. It's the whole stadium. Yeah. And that's what I rate about it. And that's why I've got to give them their props. That place.
So that's your top 3. So we're going Red Star at 1, PSG 2, Dortmund 3. I like it. Yeah. I like it. Good shout. I want to ask about some of the other contributors at AFTV, because I think another thing that you're known for, it's not just building the channels, but you've built people's careers effectively. Right. From other influences. I'm intrigued to tap into the other contributors that we all know at AFTV. Who would you say is the most knowledgeable football guest you've had on AFTV?
Are you trying to get me in trouble now?
No, positive.
Most knowledgeable.
Best football knowledge of any of the regular faces of AFTV. Who would you say?
Gosh, that's a hard one.
He's thinking.
The best knowledge.
The pause isn't great if you pause.
No, because there's so many of them that they have knowledge. I think Turkish is very knowledgeable. James is very knowledgeable.
Yeah.
Curtis, very knowledgeable.
There's a few. Sit on the fence with that friend. Who would you say the biggest Arsenal fan then? I'll tweak it a bit. Ty by a mile.
Well, there's no comparison.
But you answered that quickly compared to the other one.
Yeah, no comparison. Listen, they're all
How
massive.
Big of an Arsenal fan is Ty then?
Insane. Like, he'll go to all the men's games, all the women's games, under 18s, under 21s. Like, if they let him into even the younger age ones, he'd go to that.
Does
as well.
he really?
He goes to everything.
Home and away.
Home, away. Like, there's no comparison. No comparison to that guy. I've not seen anyone.
And merchandise. He loves the merch as well, doesn't he?
He loves the
contributes
merch.
to the club shop a lot.
He loves the merch, right? He only wears it on match days.
Oh, does he?
Yeah. If you see him on other days, he doesn't really wear merch. But if you when the team, don't ever go at Arsenal in any form or way, or he'll kill you, he'll attack you. There is no comparison to him. That guy, like, if you go to a women's game, right? Like, the thing is with that guy, because he's been doing that for so long. Like, for instance, all the women, they know him because he's been watching them before they all got big, before even people was even going to women's games. He was going.
Fair play.
A lot of the young players at Arsenal, they love Ty because he's been going to watch them before anyone even knew who they were. Miles Lewis, Skelly, all these guys. He's been watching these guys for years. Saka, all that. He knows all of them because he's been watching them before anybody knew that they were even knew even their name.
Yeah.
That's
you
an easy
got to respect
one.
that. Yeah, you got to respect that.
One.
Yeah. And who's the worst after defeat, would you say? I like this. It's like quick fire questions.
Ty's bad after defeat.
Yeah.
Lee Judges is bad. The other day at the friendly, I'm like, bro, I don't want to watch no games with you.
Well,
Like,
Lee Judge. So Lee Judge
I don't
takes
do,
defeat
during
the
a
worst.
game
Yeah.
and after a game. I'm like, yeah, bro, I don't want to watch a game. With
So
you.
he takes defeats the worst, you'd say.
He takes defeats badly. I mean, that was a friendly against Spurs.
Well, the Spurs, yeah, but I mean, it's
He
North
was-
London derby.
Nah, he was losing it.
We'll see.
He goes, he does that thing. He was losing it.
Robbie's
And I go,
impressed
yo,
with Lee then.
I go, Lee, you're friendly. He ain't a friendly when we play him lot.
I agree with him.
He's like, I want to beat. He's like, yeah, he loses it, man. He
Fair play.
loses it.
Who's the funniest as a person?
The funniest.
Yeah,
Ooh,
best sense of humour.
you know, they've all got a great sense. Lee Judge has actually got a
Yeah?
great sense of humour. Like he is a really funny guy. Well, he thinks he's funny, you know what I mean? But he's
You've evened it out there with Lee. Fair enough.
He's funny. Curtis is really funny.
Yeah.
He's a funny guy, man. That guy Curtis.
And lastly, who would you
Hilarious.
least like to be stuck in a lift with?
Ooh,
Sorry,
probably Ty, man. He'd drive me mad.
would he?
Yeah, because he never stops talking. People see me all the time. When I was in the other day, I was over in Asia, and people were like, Robbie, is he like that? Is it a put on? I go, yeah, listen, man, you lot don't know this guy. He's worse than what you see. He don't stop. If you go in Newcastle away, bring Ty. You won't fall asleep. You chat all the way up there, chat all the way back.
I like that.
Oh,
Getting to know the people in front of the camera. I've got to ask about DR Sports.
Yeah.
How does DR Sports compare to AFTV now? What's bigger, would you say?
AFTV's still bigger, but DR Sports is catching it up, and I feel DR Sports will become bigger.
Do you?
Yeah.
What time frame are you talking about?
Within the next couple of years, it'll be bigger channel because it's all football.
Yeah.
Got some great shows on there. The weekend roundup, weekend previews, massive show live every Monday and Thursday.
Best of Enemies, you do with
Best of
Expressions.
Enemies
That's
is-
big, right?
yeah, that's another massive show. Like we did one over in Hong Kong. It was both of us as in the market,
Yeah.
like this marketplace in Hong Kong, right? There's people walking past us. They're looking at Expressions. They're going, who is this guy? He's crazy. That guy, by the way, as well, right?
Yeah, talking about Expressions, do you feel like you've had a big part to play in his career development?
I guess so, because the show, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that show
The
is
platform
one
that-
of the biggest shows on, football shows on YouTube, I feel. It's every week, it's popular. But I think, listen, that guy would have been big anyway, because he's just so talented, right? You know what I mean? Like, I don't know how he just manages to come up with his wordplay and he's like that all the time
Yeah,
as well.
he is,
You
yeah.
know him.
Yeah, he is, yeah.
He's non-stop,
Yeah.
right? And he's a really cool guy. He's a funny guy. He's relentless, right? And you don't want to lose to Tottenham with him around. He was giving me so much grief over in Hong Kong. You know what I mean? You want to kill him. You want to wring his neck. But then you can't because he's got a bit of a charm about him. But he's a very, very talented guy.
Yeah.
I think a guy like him should have his own TV program
Do you?
or something. I think he's that good.
How big can
you
he
know?
become?
I think he can become mega.
Do you?
Yeah, I think he's so talented that guy can become a mega star. He's one of these guys, right? It doesn't matter. To me, he sort of transcends the football thing, because the amount of Arsenal fans, for instance, right? They're like, Robbie, I hate Tottenham, but that guy, I love him, man. He's just so funny, He's just. I see the other day when I was over in Hong Kong, the way he was interacting, even with the Spurs players, and he's a unique guy.
Yeah.
He's very
Good way to
very
describe him, yeah. He's
Yeah,
entertaining, yeah.
He's unique. Thank God, because if you had hundreds of him, man, trust me, we go mad.
Go on then, what does the next year look like for Robbie Lyle? What are your goals? What are you hoping to achieve?
Well, listen, just it's all about building. It's all about building, the companies, DR, AFTV, all the various other things that we do. We've got a lot of other things that we do apart from that. It's all about also gearing up to the World Cup next year.
Are you planning for that already?
Yeah, we're planning for that already, because
And that's DR Sports focus, right?
Yeah, because we want to be there. We was at the last World Cup in Qatar, and I thought we covered it brilliantly. And we're looking to do that. Obviously, it's going to be huge because it's across 3 countries: America, Canada, Mexico, and we want to be there. And I want to have a massive presence there, and I want to cover that World Cup like it's never been done before. We've done 2 World Cups now. We've done, as I said, Qatar. We did Russia, covered it, but this one, is when I'm looking to really break some new ground with some of the stuff that we do. So
watch this space.
yeah, I'm really, and then this year this year and next year, I'm really looking to do a lot more stuff in different countries around the world. More of those watch parties, more watch parties in the UK as well.
Okay.
And just more and more things that gets fans involved, you know, because that's what we're all about. My platform's all about fans.
Yeah.
And involving fans and letting fans feel like they're part of it. And so I'm looking to do more and more of that right around the world.
And of course, I haven't spoken about your health. I should have said this at the start. And I said, you're looking unbelievable right now. What is the secret to your weight loss? I've got to be mentioning that.
Do you know what? Right, it's like I try to live what my doctor, and big up to Dr. Andre, because that's the guy that's really helped me lose this weight. I remember.
How much weight have you lost?
I think I've lost over 5 stone.
Wow.
Right, and I remember he was the one who we was doing like a promotion.
Yeah.
They do these supplements that are really, really good. And I remember him saying to me, he goes, "Oh, Robbie," do you want me to give you like a free sort of health check? So I said, "Yeah, okay then." And then he did that, did all the blood tests and that, and he come back and he said, "Listen," he goes, "you're in decent shape." That's the first thing. Decent.
Okay.
Right? I was like, decent, okay. He goes, "Yeah, but you're too big, man." He goes, "You carry too much weight." And he broke it down, what that does over a period of time.
Yeah.
And he goes, "You've got to change your lifestyle."
And did you change your entire lifestyle then?
Completely. That woke me up,
Right.
what he said there. And then I just started, you know, what he preaches kind of thing is like, try and live an 80-20 life.
Go on.
Right? An 80-20 life, what he means by that is like 80% of the time you should be really healthy.
And that's food, gym, everything, yeah.
Yeah, the other 20%, you can let your hair down.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, you can eat some foods that you shouldn't really eat and drink it. But 80% of the time, especially, you know, as you're getting older, healthy. And that's what I try and do. So like, even the other day when I was over in Hong Kong and Singapore, like there was some nights I went in. I went in hard. But then what I tend to do, like, is then the next day now I'm thinking, yeah, like hard last night. I need to take it easy for the next few days now, get myself back in, you know, and I exercise more and, you know, and he was saying to me, he goes, that can put 20 more years on your life.
Really?
If you live a healthy lifestyle, he goes, as you're getting older in particular, it can put 20 more years on your life. So
this sounds like a real light bulb moment you had with him.
Yeah, no, it was. And I feel so much better now. Like, you don't notice things until you start changing.
Yeah.
So, listen, I've always been big. But then when I look back at some videos, I was like, actually, Robbie, no, you weren't big, you were fat. I'm still too big. And
that's how you look back on some of the videos, is it?
Yeah, when I look at them now, listen, I don't, you know, it is what it is, and that's how I was. And, you know, but you just have to own up and be honest with yourself. You have to have a look at yourself and go, weren't healthy, weren't eating right, too much bad foods. And then I just locked off a load of those things. So I don't really drink fizzy drinks. I know if you come to my house, it's a pretty boring house because, you know, my brother was around the house the other day. He goes, "Oh, you got any bread? I want to make a toast." I go, "I don't really have bread. I don't really eat them things."
So you changed your diet completely.
Yeah, so I said to him, if I know someone's coming around, I'll go and buy those things. But I try to avoid some of those. And I try to eat lots of protein, exercise, lots of water. Mate. And it's worked.
Good for you.
It's worked. And I just feel a lot better. And I feel I feel like I have a lot more energy.
Yeah, that's interesting.
And I need that because I've got so much, I feel like I've got so much I want to do. And if you're lying in bed sick, you can't do it, can you? So I'm trying my best, man. Listen, you know, it's that's all we can do is try our best. And I've, you know, me and you've spoken about health a lot. Yeah. You know, and it's a battle. Yeah. It's a battle, but if you can stay healthy, you can do more. Yeah. You know? I
totally agree. I've had battles my health. I know we were speaking about potentially doing some talks, aren't we, together? Yeah, we're quite excited about that. We've been chatting off camera.
When you've told me about your journey, you know, with like diabetes and that, you know, and I had a friend who passed away from that. And it's a serious, really horrible, you know, horrible thing to have, which people don't realize, you know. In a lot of people's case, it's avoidable. I remember he got me to wear one of these.
The CGMs, yeah, continuous
those
glucose
things you
monitors,
put in.
yeah.
He
Type 2, type 1s, yeah. So some type 2, it's lifestyle. Mine's type 1, so it's not caused
So
by
you
lifestyle.
put that thing in your arm.
I got one on me now, yeah.
You got one now?
Yeah.
You put it in your, and it's like
24/7.
an app, innit? Oh, you wear it all the time?
Yeah. I have to wear it all the time, yeah.
Oh, is it?
And I got a pump as well, yeah.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
So I had to wear that. I was shocked. Because you can see,
full on, yeah.
You can see things that spike your sugar.
Yeah.
I was like, there was things that I was eating. I was like, I didn't know that. I just had an apple.
You got
I thought that was good for me.
You got a working pancreas, so imagine what mine does. Mine goes
Yeah.
up and down like that all the time. So yeah, I'm excited to do that. Actually, hopefully there's a lot of
Yeah, I
tools
was
we
shocked
can
by
do.
that. I'll tell you. So you have to wear that all the time.
I've got two things on my arm: an insulin pump
Yeah.
that gives me insulin that I change every 3 days, and a continuous glucose monitor you're talking about, which I change every 3 days. I have to wear them all 24/7. Yeah,
Wow,
it's a lot.
Wow. So you're always constantly monitoring.
Always, yeah.
Wow.
Even when I glance at my watch now, I'm looking at my blood sugar on my phone every 10 minutes.
Wow. Does it get you paranoid then?
Yeah, a little bit. It's a lot of decision making, but the tech's got a lot better. But it's like you were saying, it's an education of a lot of people don't understand it or know a lot about it. So a big part of what I want to do is change stigma and educate people.
Yeah.
So
And then I had also, sorry to think, I also had high blood pressure.
Yeah.
Which is a very common thing in the black community. But since I've lost the weight, it's really controlled it. So now I'm still going. I'm still trying to be as healthy as I can. Listen, as I said, 80-20, because you still got to enjoy yourself as
You're
well.
looking great. I wanted to mention that.
Thank
Lastly, I just wanted to sort of wrap it up by just getting a few sort of your predictions, really. Where do you think YouTube will be in 10 years? And where do you think Robbie Lyle will be in 10 years?
YouTube in 10 years is going to be the number one. It's already
You think it will be
platform.
the number one platform in the
I
world?
think it'll be the number one platform, but we will have a lot of competition from things like Spotify, from TikTok. They'll all still be there, but YouTube will still be there.
Who's the GOAT of YouTube for you?
In this country?
In general?
I still look at your KSIs
and
your Sidemens, and I think that these guys are the GOATs. They've been going for a long time, consistently. Their numbers are still insane. I love the way they do all these different things. It's ridiculous what they've done, and they've done it consistently. They've been doing this for years, and it's still up there. They're the GOATs, man.
Yeah, I like that. And just finally, what do you want your legacy to be? Robbie Lyle's legacy, because we've spoken about so much, the talks that you're going to be doing, the watch-alongs, DR Sports, AFTV. What do you want your legacy to be?
Built a media company, and that lots of people saw it, and they also did theirs and followed along and did theirs as well. And we changed an industry that was always been one way, and made it into something that was accessible for all. And also the legacy that gave every fan a voice. No matter where you were in the UK, around the world, you were able to have a voice on these platforms. If that's the legacy, that's cool. I'll be happy with that.
Do you think you'll ever get to a point where you own a football club? I know it's a random question, but I've always thought the way that you're...
I thought about it.
Have you?
I thought about it. Yeah. I thought about it. Maybe one day.
Oh, maybe one day.
One day. Something I've thought about. Maybe one day.
Love it. And lastly, just advice for people watching that want to be the next Robbie Lyle. What would you say to them?
This is, I always say that old Nike emblem, right? The Nike emblem where it says, just do it. So if you've got an idea, if you've got a plan, you think, don't overthink it, just do it. Do it. You can worry about all the getting it perfect afterwards, but just do it. And then when you do it, try and do it well, try and do it consistently.
Great advice. Mate, you're a mate of mine. You've come from the other side of London today off the back of getting off a flight after Tottenham beating Arsenal in a pre-season friendly.
That's why I weren't going to come.
I know. Mate, I've got a lot of love for you. Thank you so much.
Because you always deliver your digs on the slide. That's it. Where his expressions will just, he would just come in. You've got this way of doing stuff. And then you got that little laugh on the end of it. You know what I mean?
I know what you mean.
It's all good.
You are a top man, mate. Thank you so much.
Take care,
All the best
man.
of the season, top man.